Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me. I always appreciate that. And I got a quick video here for you guys. With it being March, the speculation is starting to roll in terms of what the next Madden will be. And guys, I got a quick video here discussing, what I think may be coming in CFM. Just listening to what Rex Dickson mentioned to us last year. If you guys didn't get a chance to see that, or if you've forgotten, I'm going to show you a small clip of the interview I did with Rex back at EA Play that to me may hint that we might see a superstar mode or something of that nature return in Madden 19. So sit back, guys, take a quick look at that clip, and then we'll go back and I'll come back here and finish up my thought. All right, see you in a bit.
Franchise between Madden and actually NBA with the one, and we're trying to say it doesn't make sense for Madden franchise to move forward and NBA franchise to go in a different direction. How can we pool our resources and collapse the tech stack so that everything NBA does Madden benefits from and everything Madden does NBA benefits from? And so that sort of opened up a conversation about, like, okay, how divergent are the tech stacks between what Madden has and what NBA is doing? Right. And so what we did this year is we made some investments in that technology stack to ensure that if Tiburon builds a feature for franchise, or builds a feature for the one, or builds a feature for NBA, or builds a feature for Madden, it doesn't matter. Every game will benefit from it, and every game will have it. So if you look at some of the stuff that's going on in NBA this year, you're probably getting a preliminary view of what Madden could pull from next year. And there's a lot of good work that they've done this year. And so that's one of the things, one of the reasons we weren't able to go as deep this year is because we're setting ourselves up for basically unified development, and that will end up with huge booms for the franchise guys going forward, because NBA is investing so heavily in that space, and Madden can draft off of all that work fairly easily. So, all
right, guys, so now that you've had a chance to view the quick clip there, if you haven't seen the full video, go back and take a look at it. I don't know how much interest you may have in it now, since it was more reflecting Madden 18. However, there's some things that Rex even said way back then that might give you an idea of where they're going with the game and challenges they face, etc., etc. But anyway, what I take from that, guys, if you look at NBA Live 18, right, you look at the standard franchise, and I'm talking about just playing franchise mode, controlling the team, etc., etc., it's almost pretty much a mirror image of what Madden has right now. We all know that the Madden team helped NBA Live get to a certain foundation in terms of bringing franchise to the game for NBA Live 18. But if you look at the most focus, to me, the focus was on the one. Okay, the focus was on the one, creating your character and playing in the league or playing on the playground and legendary courts, etc., etc. Now, if that was the biggest focus, and listening to what Rex said in the interview, he said if you take a look at what NBA Live is doing, it could give you an indication of where we're trying to go with Madden. To me, if the standard franchise is basically a mirror image of what Madden has now, what they introduced new was the one. And it focuses on solo player, career mode, etc., etc. That, to me, seems like that Madden will be going in the direction of superstar mode, like they once had in the past, which a lot of us loved. And some people played it, some people didn't. However, it, to me, seems like that's where they're going to go. At least introduce something of that nature, or blow out the player mode now, because it's technically not a mode. It's connected franchise, where you can actually create a player and you can play against someone in the same league, creating, controlling their whole team, or playing as the owner. You could all be in the same league, and just to use my guys as an example, I could create a player, Smitty could be controlling the Detroit Lions as a coach, and then Azure Effect might be controlling the Titans as the owner. We can all be in the same league. That's what connected franchise is. So it makes me think that they're going to focus heavily on the player side of things. I don't know if they're going to keep it the same way it is now, but they're definitely going to focus either, improving what they have and blowing it out, or creating a separate mode where it's an actual career for that player, maybe splitting up franchise. I don't know. But then here's my thoughts. Here's the next question I have for you guys. If they do that, are they going to focus on franchise as a standard as well? And what I mean, again, standard franchise to me, just to give you my definition, is playing as the coach, where you control your whole team, control some transactions, etc., roster management, or playing as the owner, where along with all of that, you're also controlling, things like ticket sales, etc., etc. You guys know the routine with that. My thing is, if they focus on bringing in a superstar mode, I don't know if it would be called that. I don't know. I'm just reflecting on what they had in the past. Will that take away from the development of the current or standard franchise experience? I would hope not. And I would be very upset if it did. Because my vision for it would be continue going along the path that you're on now. Continue with connected franchise where you can play as a player, coach, owner, all in the same league if you prefer. And if you do it like that, then anything that you change in that, in that particular, infrastructure, it should affect the entire franchise experience. You see what I'm saying? Because if they're going to continue down that path of having it connected, common sense to me would say, well, whatever they do for the player experience will be available in the coach experience, in the owner experience. So that's how I would do it if it's my vision. I think the connected franchise thing is a good idea, as far as how inclusive it's been, as far as, how many teams or how many leagues rather have included both coach and owner, or both owner and player, or all three. I don't know. I don't know those numbers, and we know, the data drives a lot of things. All right, but I would say I'm cool with you creating a franchise or a part of franchise where it's player driven, it blowing out the player experience. I'm cool with that. All of these other sports games are doing it. You got your Road to the Shows, you got your Be a Pro, you got your My Career and 2K. Madden is pretty much behind with that. They haven't really done anything in that aspect, so I would expect that to happen. But I would also say, focus on that, cool, but make sure core franchise is also focused on. Because a lot of us hardcore franchise guys, we want that experience of controlling your team, building your team, winning a championship, becoming a powerhouse, etc., etc. So my final thoughts on it, listening to what Rex said in that interview, it makes me believe that they're definitely going to go down that direction at some point. It's part of the industry now. I would say perhaps Madden 19, you might see it. But at any rate, make sure standard franchise experience is not left in the code. Okay? That would be my feedback. All right, so that's all I wanted to talk about, guys. I was just sitting around pondering on that. Around this time of the year, I started thinking on things, as far as what's going to happen. I don't know, to be honest with you guys. And even if I did know at this point, I wouldn't be able to share it. But I want you guys to know how genuine this video is. I have no idea what's going to become a franchise mode, in Madden 19. So this is just me just kind of dissecting some of the information that was put out there with the interview. Some of the things that I've talked to the devs in the past before, which, of course I can't share with you guys, but it leads me to believe that maybe this will be the time we see it come back. I just want to make sure it does not compromise the standard franchise experience, because we still need that. Okay, and if you guys haven't seen my video that I posted about a month or so ago now, my top 5 requests for CFM as a standard, check that out. So all in all, fine. Blow out player mode, but also get me some of those features that I want in the standard franchise experience. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and end it here, guys. Is that what you think based off of what Rex said in that interview? Do you think that's going to be something that we see based on the industry as well, and a lot of other sports games having a huge focus on that? And do you think it will compromise franchise mode playing as a coach or owner? Do you think it would be left in the code, or do you think it will all be built up together? All right, so give me your thoughts on that. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button so you're fully aware of the next video. And I promise, guys, it'll never hurt you to hit that like button. All right, that's going to do it for this time, but I promise I'll be back. Catch you guys later. Peace.